And congratulations to the St. James Sharks baseball team. Gunnar Height hit this home run during the Sharks' 10-7 win over Blythewood in Sunday's championship game. The Sharks won 4 games to open the season and win the International Paper Classic in Georgetown.
It's the St. James baseball team hosting Wilson. Roddy Cross, the infield single to second. Gunnar Height caps a 3-run frame. Then in the second, it's Tanner English, who signed to play for Ray Tanner in the South Carolina Gamecocks. Sharp single through the left side. It's an error in left. That allows Marshall McClary to score, and the hits just kept on coming. Gunnar Height, the triple to right. 2 more runs come to score. When it's all said and done, 8 runs in the second for the Sharks, and that was more than enough offense for Anthony Cosentino. A 2-hit shutout. 11-0 is your final. St. James is now 16-2 on the season. The Mingo Bay Classic came to a close after 54 teams across the country competed in a dozen tournament brackets. In the top bracket, it was 2 local squads going head-to-head as Carolina Forest hosted the St. James Sharks. Now, rain started just after the first inning, was persistent throughout the game, but they played through it. First inning, Sharks get on the board. Man on for Gunnar Height. See you later. College of Charleston commitment with a 2-run blast. The very next batter, very next pitch, Robert Troiano later. Healthy contact to left. St. James with 2 swings has a 3-0 lead just like that. Carolina Forest would battle back in the bottom of the first. Robert Gray, nice piece of hitting right there. That made it a 3-1 game, but the Sharks weren't done with the long ball. Third inning, Height, his second home run of the game. This one's heading towards the school buses. Troiano would add a grand slam as well. St. James hangs on for a 10-7 win over Carolina Forest. It was Elimination Monday in the high school baseball and softball playoffs. Tonight's winners would stay alive and need 2 wins on the road this Wednesday to keep their postseason hopes alive. You can see all the scores from area teams on CarolinaLive.com. We get started at Myrtle Beach High. St. James taking on the Seahawks. Myrtle Beach beat St. James earlier in the postseason. This is Dupre Hunger Pillar with the RBI single. We're tied at 1 in the second, but it was a huge 5th inning for the Sharks. Anthony Cosentino. This one is over the right fielder's head. Marshall McClary trots home to make it a 3-1 St. James lead. Then the big blow comes from Robert Troiano. This double plates 2. The Sharks would score 4 in the 5th. Troiano pitched the final 2 innings to preserve a 7-4 victory. St. James will be at Brooklyn KC on Wednesday, needing 2 wins to advance in the postseason.
The top-ranked St. James Sharks hosted Hilton Head this afternoon. We take you out to Murrells Inlet for the first round of the 3A lower state playoffs. Hilton Head sticks 3 on the board in the first, capped off by this RBI single by Cameron Stoltz. 2 runs come across, and the St. James Sharks are reeling. Heading to the bottom of the first, down by 3. Tanner English walked to start the Sharks' attack. Then he steals second. The future South Carolina Gamecock not satisfied. He steals third. And English scores as the ball gets away. St. James rallies to beat Hilton Head 7-5 the final. The Sharks advance to the winner's bracket. It's been a great sports weekend at St. James.
We had golf this past week where we won the region tournament by over 40 strokes. We had softball last night, win first round lower states at Marlboro County. They only had 2 games that they had lost. And for the first time ever, last night, we won the region championship in girls soccer. I believe that's the first time Myrtle Beach hadn't won it in 12 years, and it went down to a tiebreaker when we played at Soxdale on a neutral site. And now we have baseball.
Tonight, the high school baseball and softball playoffs continued. You can log on to CarolinaLive.com and click on sports for all the scores. 15 local teams were in action tonight, including the St. James baseball team in the Midlands. St. James taking on AC Flora in the winner's bracket of the 3A lower state bracket. Top of the third, crazy play here. The Sharks with the suicide squeeze with runners on second and third. Preston Lane pops the bunt. It rolls near the base. The Falcons think it's foul. It's ruled fair. 2 runs come in to score, and the ball goes 90 feet. 3-0 St. James in front. Flora cut it to 3-2, but St. James getting some good defense. Gunnar Height starting the 6-4-3 double play. Then in the bottom of the 7th, tying run on second. But Tanner English gets the final out of the game. St. James wins it 3-2. They'll be home this Friday, 1 win away from reaching the state championship series. It was lower state finals night on the Diamond. We'll begin our coverage in Myrtle's Inlet, where St. James looked to reach the 3A baseball state championship series. The Sharks needed a win against AC Flora, but the team from the Midlands won game 1 7-0. That means the nightcap is winner take all. Bottom of the third, Gunnar Height with the base hit to left. Anthony Constantino scores, and the Sharks are on the board with a 1-0 lead. Great crowd tonight in Myrtle's Inlet. They were loving it. The very next batter is Robert Troiano. And here it comes. A grounder to third. The throw is high. That allows Height to score. It makes it a 2-0 St. James advantage. Then in the 5th inning, some insurance from Tanner English. The future South Carolina Gamecock sends this one over the fence in left. That made it 3-0. The rest of the story was Gunnar Kynes. He goes the distance, and that is the final out. The St. James Sharks are 3A lower state champs with a 7-0 win over AC Flora.
Nothing like it. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Gunnar Kynes threw a great game. Our 1 through 9 hit the baseball. It's just such great excitement here at St. James.
You had to go 2 games, though.
And no doubt. You know what matters? All that matters is we're going there Monday. And it was such a great. Nothing like being here in front of the home crowd and doing that. Unbelievable.
The high school baseball and softball state championship series began tonight across the Palmetto State. Best of 3 series will crown the state champ. Tonight, St. James hit the road in game 1, taking on Union. The Sharks would battle not only a talented baseball team, but the weather as well. First inning, good start for the Sharks. That's Gunnar Height with the fly ball. It's a sacrifice fly, so the Sharks are on the board with a 1-0 lead. But Union would tie to the bottom of the first. Then in the second, this is Joe Beatty. He delivers to right field. It's a 2-1 Union lead. And then in the third, Clint Arnold delivers. This one would be stopped by rain in the 6th, but they called an official game. 4-2, Union wins game 1. Game 2 set for Wednesday night, 6 p.m. in Myrtle's Inlet. The St. James Sharks have dug themselves out of a hole already in the postseason. Tonight, Sharks baseball team was back home looking to draw even in its best of 3 state championship series with Union. Let's go to Shark Park, where Gunnar Kynes gave up a lead-up homer, but then settled down nicely on the mound, and his team would pick him up in the bottom of the first. Robert Troiano, this one's past the second baseman. 2 runs come in to score, and the Sharks take a 2-1 lead. But in the 4th, here comes Union, Cal Arnold. This, a base hit to left. The Jackets would jump out in front with a 3-2 advantage. St. James was down to its final 9 outs, but what a 5th inning for the Sharks. Tanner English on his way to the University of South Carolina. And there it goes, a 3-run homer for Tanner English. The Sharks took a 5-3 lead, and then they would pull away. Hugh Benton driving home 2 runs. St. James scores 7 runs in the 5th. 10-3 your final. Series tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3, winner take all on Saturday in Sumter at 2 p.m.
We're always going to work. We're always going to fight. And whenever a team is going to get down, and when we can put an inning like that together, we're doing pretty good.
It meant a lot knowing that we had to come into it and get our bat going. Since the first game, they kind of shut us down. But we really started hitting the ball well, and that's what got us the win tonight.
Judgment Day for the St. James baseball team. The Sharks looking for their first baseball title in school history. News Channel 15's Rich Krampanis was there.
Riley Park and Sumter the site for the winner-take-all Game 3 of the 3A State Championship Series. As St. James finds trouble in the top of the second, Union with a double steal. The throw goes high. Adam Lawson scores. Union would score 2 runs in the inning. St. James had 4 errors in the second inning. But the Sharks settle right down in the bottom of the second. Roddy Cross, who's going to play his college baseball right here at USC Sumter, gets acclimated to his new home. A solo shot to left. St. James is on the board. It's a 2-1 game. And the second inning was a big one for St. James. Hugh Benton, the gapper. It's an RBI triple. That ties the game up at 2 apiece. And then Marshall McClary, the little bloop single to right. St. James takes a 3-2 advantage. Here's something you don't see every day. Preston Lane smashes one to center. What a great catch by Dustin Payne. Gunnar Heights on second base. He tags and goes all the way from second to home on a sac fly. That gives the Sharks some insurance with a 4-2 lead. Anthony Cosentino was phenomenal on the hill. 6 1/3 innings. He did not give up an earned run. And then for the final 2 outs, they go back to the Game 2 winner, Gunnar Kynes, to seal the deal. The St. James Sharks are 3A state champs with a 4-2 win over Union.
It's the best feeling in the world. You know, we've been working on this. This is what we've been working for our whole high school career, and we got to do it, and we won it. So
Went through IP, Mingo Bay, got all the wins, region, district, and that's what we really wanted, the state championship.
Not that we're just like state champs, but it's my last game with the Sharks and everything, and with my family.
The celebration will continue from here to Sumter to Murrells Inlet. The Sharks had a T-shirt at the beginning of the season that had the numbers 15 and 30, and no one knew what it meant until today. 15 weeks, 30 wins means a state championship. And the Sharks finish the year with a 30-7 record. In Sumter, Rich Grampanis, News Channel 15 Sports.
All right, Rich, good stuff. Not so good for Myrtle Beach High in the boys 3A state championship soccer match. East Side defeated the Seahawks 2-1. East Side wins the 3A soccer title, and that means St. James wins the WPDE All Sports Area Zone Cup.